Oh, yes. All right, we are live on YouTube. How is everybody doing today? It was a little overcast this morning, but it appears to have cleared up. It's starting to clear up. It's about 60 degrees here in Redwood City, California, where I live. And yeah, I was able to do a walk today. Despite the fact that some of the plans changed with my lady and I, my lady is already here. She's at my place, either taking the nap or watching the show. I'm sure she's going to tune into the show. She loves these shows. Hey, Michael, how you doing? I really want you guys to understand. I know a lot of you think that I'm doing this topic because of the Legion guy, the mid-30s, spoiled entitled millennial on the Legion channel, right? I mean, he's a part of this, but that's not the purpose of this stream. But hey, if you guys want to share your thoughts about him or any other beta males that you're aware of in the chat, it's on you. And of course, we're going to be discussing this as respectfully, professionally, and maturely as possible, right, guys? Right, guys? Because guys like I'm just waiting for people to... I'm going to figure out where these ladies are going. Give me a second here. Everybody's coming in here and saying that the mid-30s guy from this drama group we've all been a part of in the past is very immature. He's a beta male. I mean, look, I don't want to be rude, right? I don't want to attack anybody or anything. I'm not here to do that, but facts are facts, right? And he has the capabilities of actually turning things around and being a better person. I mean, he's had so much content at his disposal, especially from my end and many other coaches he's probably followed, that you figure by now he would have learned his lesson, right? And that's why, if you've been following the guy for years, he has like a new online relationship woman in his life every year. That's why I've been trying to raise awareness. Maybe I'll send an email to Granny's watching and try to forewarn her, hey, you're just going to be another disposable commodity. Because, the guy that has love bombed you at the door is just trying to leverage your subs, and he doesn't have the emotional awareness that all women need, which is today's topic. I'll get to that in just a little bit, right? But before I get to all of that, some community news, little community news before we get into this today, because I have a story outside of the mid-30s millennial guy to share. I mean, there is more to life than the mid-30s millennial Legion guy. And the more we talk about him, the more we keep him relevant, right? The only way someone becomes irrelevant is when no one talks about them anymore, right? And it's not that, I want anyone to become irrelevant. I want everyone to be successful. It's just, if he continues doing the dumb things he does to stay relevant, like, it's going to bite him in the ass in the end. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Granny's watching is just using him. Well, here's the thing, Michael. What you and Granny's watching may not understand is that there's nothing to use him for. Like, the only people that support the mid-30s guy are that long-time loyal audience of his, right? And she's not going to be able to leverage those people, and she wouldn't want those people anyway because they're loyal to the Legion guy. There's nothing for Granny's watching to take, but there's plenty for the mid-30s millennial guy to take in the Legion from Granny's Watching. She has a much more active audience. And she's got, I think she has over 4K subs. But she gets 80 to 100 people on her streams. People that donate to her. I mean, Michael, what is she going to take from this mid-30s guy? Trust me on this, bro. I've seen this happen for 5 years now. It's the same lather, rinse, repeat process. The same lather, rinse, repeat process. That lady and there's like an older lady. It might be this lady's mother. She's using like she's pushing like a little like stroller. I think it's like a walker. And I didn't think they were going to go to the long end of the trail, but they are. I'm going to be passing them here in a few, so I may have to keep it quiet for a few here, folks. Give me a second. I'm gonna walk past them. I'm gonna walk past them. So just give me a second. All right, we should be good now. Let me just get a little bit of a lead here, and I'll read the chat. When you announced that 810 and BB were done with him, that was shocking. Yeah, but you know what's funny? That Mike Perkins account that was in here several days ago, or last week, a couple times, unless he created a new one, that was a new account. That was a sock account of the sock account. So I don't even think that was the real Asystole 810. I think that was my super troll trying to pretend to be Asystole 810. Unless Asystole created another account, a newer account of Mike Perkins. You never know. It's not a big deal anyway. They are both jealous of Natasha. No, there's no jealousy happening here. This is what you folks don't understand. I'll put my business hat on because I'm a business and personal success coach. They're not jealous of anyone. All they're trying to do is leverage Natasha. Folks, you got to understand, to grow on YouTube, you need to collaborate with people and leverage each other's audiences. Nothing wrong with doing that as long as you do it the right way. And you're kind and courteous and you're looking to equally benefit from it. What the mid-30s guy and Granny's Watching are trying to do is leverage her subs by trying to attack Natasha and expose things about Natasha primarily that aren't true. I'm not saying everything isn't true that they're saying. There's always some truth to things that people say, but they stretch the truth to make it appear more damning, and get more attention, right? So no one's jealous of anyone. They're just looking at it from a business standpoint and saying, let's leverage Natasha by attacking her. It's not the right way to do it. The right way to do it is to go there, get on her panel, introduce yourself. Hey, I've been following you for a while. I do live streams as well. I felt like popping on and supporting a fellow YouTuber, right? It's great to meet you and great to meet your wonderful people here. And, I do live streams as well. If you folks want to pop on by sometime, and meet my people, I'd love to introduce you. That's all you do. And that's the furthest you want to take it as far as like a shameless plug goes, right? That's like a proper shameless plug, right? So let's face it, why do other YouTubers go on other panels? They're looking to leverage that audience. Everyone knows that, right? But it's how you go about it that makes all the difference, right? Leverage is one thing, but doing disgusting, hateful things by lying and dehumanizing her and her family is uncalled for. Well, uh, Lake Breezes channel or account, I think I just did the same thing you did in different words, right? I agree. Tell me, Lake Breezes, didn't I just say the same thing in different words? I think you were just agreeing, right? Thank you for being here. The unhappily married Louisiana man is botting me again. Sir, I don't care if you bought me every stream and every video. I mean, I don't know what you get out of buying certain aspects of my channel, sir. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't faze me. I've got people here now. They're chatting. We're going to be growing exponentially, right? I mean, do you think that it's going to trigger me? Mid-40s Louisiana man, unhappily married mid-40s Louisiana man. And I'll tell you this, Louisiana man, I'm not going to do this, but I've got videos of you doing pretty lewd things. Oh, you guys put out videos about me in the past that were taken way out of context, but I never once did the crazy lewd acts that you guys have done, including you, mid-40s Louisiana man. I'm not going to mention your channel name and give you any notoriety, but the people that have been around for a while probably know who I'm talking about. Right? We'll give them a little hint. There was an old school song that went, "Me and Mrs. Jones, we got a thing going on." Well, not you, sir. You and Mrs. Jones have nothing going on. Right? And you've also mentioned in the past that you enjoy watching a certain type of pornography that brings in a third party. It's funny to me, all these people have called me C-U-C-K Eli, right? I'm the furthest thing from a cuck, but all of these guys that have called me out on this have partaken in that type of activity in some way, shape, or form at one point or another. Just saying, you know, like... But dude, you wanna bot me all day, every day? Thank you. I mean, you're making it appear like there are more people here, and you're gonna draw more people to my channel and less to yours. I mean, that's pathetic, man. He's gonna waste all his money botting me, right? It's all good. Got 190 in the box right now. 190 in the box. We're making it rain, right? Then the early 40s guy puts out a community post the other day saying, you know, Eli seems a little giddy nowadays, but he doesn't know what's going on. I know everything that's going on, sir. I know everything that's going on. And I am very happy to see people, you know, removing themselves from drama and hate and all that crap, right? And coming over to the more positive side of things, right? Yeah, I'm giddy. I'm happy. I'm very happy. I'm taking a nice walk right now, speaking with my audience. Gonna discuss a great topic, and my lady's waiting for me at my place, and we're gonna have some dinner, and then we're gonna do something that you probably aren't gonna be doing, sir. It's all good. It's all good. Make it rain. Do I know who you are, Lake Breezes? What other messages did I miss here? They have a common goal to take down Natasha. That's not going to happen. That's stupid. They're going to go down before Natasha goes down. That's what they don't realize. People that play the game like the mid-30s Legion guy and Granny's watching, people that play the game that way and then collaborate to gang attack a bigger drama group to try to take him down, they're the ones that are going to go down. Trust me. Someone that has grown channels and a network the size Natasha has knows how to play the game better than them. All right? You'll see, folks. Mark my words. Mark my words. They'll be getting some community guideline strikes. And, you know, I'm sure it's someone Grant watching will be removed from the YouTube partner program. And the mid-30s secondary channel that's still monetized after his main one got demonetized a week ago, after his original main channel got demonetized by me 2 years ago. They're going to all get demonetized and then they're going to get shut down. Instead of just, you know, collaborating with people in a genuine way. You know? Why does it have to be attack, right? Why can't it just be, hey, you know, I like talking about similar things as you do. I'd love to get to know you, and I'd like to interview you on my channel. All right? That's all that Granny's watching and the mid-30s guy had to do. Reach out to her in that way or pop on one of her panels. But why can't they do it the mature way? Well, there are reasons for that. We're going to talk a little bit about that here today because I got a great topic once again regarding millennial men, and I'm going to be sharing a story that involves my lady and her daughter's fiance. I kind of shared a bit about it the other day, but there's an update to it. And you know how mothers are with their kids. Right? My lady's 47, her daughter's 27. But no matter what, my lady's kids, she has a daughter and then a younger son. I think he's like 22, 23. They will always be her babies. I'm still my mother's baby, and so is my brother. He's still my mother's baby. That's just the way it goes, right? And I have some updates to the story here that directly, you know, coincide with the title or the topic. Most millennial men lack emotional awareness that all women need. Most millennial men lack emotional intelligence that all women need. All women, regardless of any generation, need a man that's emotionally intelligent, so that way he can be there for her and offset her emotions during times like these, such as what my lady's going through right now. My lady's been very emotional over this because her daughter kind of lashed out at her, and I'll share more about that in a bit. But that's where I come in. I'm the man. I'm strong. And I understand what's going on. And I'm her rock, right? But why is her daughter behaving this way? Right? There's a reason for it. It's not because she's really mad at her mother, my lady, or mad at you know, my lady's mother, which is her daughter's grandmother, right? Who is the daughter really mad at, or why is she mad? Read the topic again. And maybe you'll figure it out before I give you the answer, because that's what it all boils down to, folks. The mid-30s guy and GW will never be as popular as Natasha. Well, here's the thing, to be quite frank with you, I'm not into drama at all, right? And I'm not even considering Natasha being popular. I don't like to even look at things as being popular. Natasha's doing what she enjoys doing, and she's making money doing it, and she's having a fun time, right? Yes, she's growing a bigger network, which is why you're saying she's more popular. She's found a way to make friends and continue making friends. And what she does works. And the mid-30s Legion millennial guy and his new lady, Granny's Watching, are still trying to figure that out. Now, Granny's Watching actually has a pretty decent following, even though she only has like 4,000, a little over 4,000 subs. She's got an active audience on her streams of 80 to 100 plus people. All she has to do is keep doing what she's doing. And if she loves drama and keeps doing what she's doing, then she'll keep growing with a drama audience to a certain point. But what happens with drama is that people keep coming in and out of the door because of beefs like this with other drama groups, right? And that's why it's not sustainable long term. It's not sustainable long term. Let me check out the chat here real quick. All they do is talk about Natasha, the username for views. That's true. Lake Breezes says, yes, you did. I was agreeing with you regarding what I said earlier. Thank you for that. Welcome to the show. Let's see. He sends her flowers a few times. Sent her flowers a few times the past week. Are you saying that the mid-30s Legion guy, the millennial, sent Granny's Watching flowers a few times? That's a real simpish move right there, if that's even true. How do you know that? Did he just say that, or did she say it? Or are they just playing it off to try to get attention? Maybe the mid-30s guy's like, okay, you know what? Let's go 50-50 on this. I'll send you half the cost of flowers, and then you can just go online and tell people that I sent you flowers, right? This could all be one big act. You folks never know. That's why drama is just so stupid. There's no value in drama. Michael says you're just stating facts, 100% truth. Mid-30s guy is a white Will Smith, a true simp. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me about Will Smith. I'll share my thoughts about the Will Smith situation last night. Right? What was it? It was the Oscars, right? Okay. So give me a second here. The mid-30s guy is very immature. Michael says, I love Natasha. I come from her community. No, she's fine. I mean, you know, I don't have a problem with Natasha. She is a drama queen, but she's good at it, right? She's much better at it. I'll say this. She handles things a lot better than the mid-30s, you know, millennial Legion guy. And Granny's Watching, from what I know, which I don't know Granny's Watching too well. Donnie Derange says, the mid-30s guy has nothing a woman would need. I'll say, who was that singer? He's still alive, I believe. Smokey Robinson sang a song, I second that emotion. It's actually notion. I second that notion about what you just said. Donnie Deranged, but we'll just say I second that emotion to coincide with the Smokey Robinson and the Miracles old school song. I'm just going back to the top of the chat. Hey, Coach Eli, how are you? Says Michael, doing great. Lewis Fuller, are you still around, brother? Welcome to the show. Michael says, at her fiance. Yeah, more specific, bro, because I know we were talking about something and I've been skipping all around here to catch up in the chat. Michael says, it is true that nice guys come last and women like the challenge of being with a bad boy. It's not about being a bad boy, Michael. It's about being a well-balanced man, okay? The reason why the bad boy scenario comes up is because if women had to choose between a big sissy guy that pedestalizes women and always agrees with them just to agree with them, when compared to the bad boy, women will take the bad boy every time over the sissy boy, because at least the bad boy is being honest and standing up for who he really is, the bad boy, right? But what women really want is they want a hybrid of the nice guy and the bad boy, which is a well-balanced man, like myself, humbly speaking, right? Okay? A man that is going to stand up for himself and only agree with his woman when he agrees, and when his woman is wrong about something, he'll call her out in a loving yet dominant way, right? Because if you continue to tell women what you think they want to hear because you think that's going to appease their emotions and keep them happy, no, they pick up on that, right? It actually annoys them. It actually makes them lose respect for you. It actually dries up the lower region. It doesn't turn them on, it turns them off. So women want to be with a man that has a purpose and focuses on his purpose. Like my lady's at my place, and her plans changed to where, she wanted to come over earlier. She wasn't going to come over until later tonight, right? But because her plans changed and she wanted to come over earlier, I'm like, okay, come over, but I'm going to still do my show. And she's like, okay, I'll just, watch a little TV, or maybe watch your show while you're doing it, and maybe take a nap on your couch. All right, cool, right? A real man is going to continue focusing on his purpose even if his woman is around. Now, granted, there are times where I take days off and I spend the whole days with her. You want to do that. You don't want to work all day every day, because then you're not in the relationship. But here's the thing. Just because your woman's plans change and she wants to come see you a little bit earlier than planned doesn't mean you have to change your plans that you've already committed to just to appease hers. I'm like, okay, babe, come over, but I'm going to do my show. Cool, no problem, right? I make her happy. She can come over earlier, right? I'm happy because I still get to do my show, and it's all good. But the beta sissy boys would be like, I'll cancel my show for you, babe. Anything for you. You came, earlier than you were supposed to, so I'm going to just change my plans because I just want to make you so happy. That's not what women want you to do. They think they want you to do that, but if you do that, they'll lose respect for you. They want you to do what you feel is right and incorporate them into your life at the same time and just communicate, right? Folks, please smash the thumbs up. Please like this video, whether you're here live or on the replay. Please share this out on your community walls or anywhere on social media. Please also, if you already haven't, subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications. If you're chatting here, you have to be subscribed. Once you subscribe to my channel, you can immediately start chatting on any of my live streams or premiere videos. I've lowered the threshold. It's a little bit easier to chat here now. I've kind of opened things back up again. So let's get right to this, and I'll share with you folks what's going on. I don't think I've been cut off one time yet. Why is the reception so good here today? Sometimes it's all good. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the beautiful, amazing San Francisco Bay Trail in Redwood City, California, Northern California, where I'm at, San Francisco Bay Area, right? This is episode number 259, episode number 259. And the topic of today's show is most millennial men lack the emotional awareness that all women need. One more time. Most millennial men lack the emotional awareness that all women need. This is what guys don't understand nowadays. And the fact that guys don't understand this, and it's based on how they're raised, I'll get more into that in a bit. Because guys don't understand it, women become confused by it as well. And when I get this story here regarding my girlfriend who's 47 years old, and her daughter is 27, she just turned 27. Actually, both of them recently turned 47 and 27. They're 20 years apart. When we get this story here, this is all going to make sense. This is why I share these examples, because it brings value to the topic and what I'm saying. Let's see here. Michael says her fiance is a beta male like a doormat. Exactly. Well, that's the easy way and quick way to put it, right? I've been trying to explain that to my lady. And that's why her little girl, her little 27-year-old girl, is acting out. And she's acting out, Michael, because her man is let's just use the abbreviation. I don't want to get demonetized. He's acting like a BFP, a big effing kitty cat. You know what the kitty cat is, the P word, right? He's acting like a BFP, a big effing PUSSY, and he's not acting like a man, right? He lacks emotional awareness. We'll get more into that in just a little bit. But what caused, in my opinion, starting with the millennial generation, and it continues to this day, a lot of the predecessors of the millennials, the Gen Zers, right? Generation Z, the I generation, they were born with a damn iPhone in their hands, right? And what's going to continue happening with the next generation, the Alpha generation, if we don't get this under wraps, the same thing's going to keep happening. So what is happening? Because of modern day feminism, and again, nothing wrong with women having equal rights and working and being independent, right? But what's happened in many of these households since women were liberated? Okay? And there's nothing wrong with women making more money and stuff like that on one aspect, right? Being the provider. But here's the thing. When the mom in the marriage is the more dominant one, she's acting more like the dad. And when the dad is the more feminine one and he's acting more like the mom, you are basically confusing your kids. So if you are a millennial and you lack emotional awareness, emotional self-control, emotional stability, right? You're not emotionally open. It is because of how you were raised. You were more so raised with a mother that was the dominant one. She was the more masculine one in the marriage. And the father was more of the beta male provider / feminine side of things as a man, right? So you as a little boy growing up, you're seeing your father being led by your mother. It is basically teaching you the opposite of what you should be learning, right? And again, I have no problem with women being liberated. Nothing wrong with women having equal rights and all that, but look what it's caused. It has caused massive a massive confusion in dating relationships and marriages. And it is affecting how our little boys and little girls are being raised. They are seeing the opposite of what they should be seeing, right? Biologically, men are more dominant and masculine, and biologically women are more feminine and submissive. I'm not saying that women can't stand up for themselves or men can't be soft every now and then, but the majority of the time you must be in your natural essence of being masculine or feminine, or you're going to come off and be behaving the opposite of your essence and confusing your children in the way they're being raised to be. This whole phenomenon, you tell me if I'm wrong, Michael. Tell me, Michael, or anyone else. This whole millennial phenomenon of these guys being very soft and emotionally unstable and unaware and unavailable, it's true. But is it really their fault? No, it's the way they were raised. It's the way that their parents raised them to be. Right? Now, by a certain point in any man's life, regardless of how they were raised, they should be able to figure out what it takes to be a real man. So now you're seeing the millennials are age 25 through 40, right? Now you're seeing, let's give the 20s, the 25 to 29-year-olds a break, right? But now you're seeing millennial men in between 30 and 40. We know one in particular, I think that's 36 or 37, right? You're still seeing them act the same way, and they haven't learned how to be a stronger man. They haven't learned how to become more emotionally aware, which would make them more emotionally mature and stable and available and open, right? And all of those aspects there are critical to all women, regardless of what generation they come from. All of those aspects are critical because women are emotional beings that respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment. And then they may reason with logic later on down the road. And when women are going through what my lady's going through right now, she's going to be looking up to me for my emotional strength to help her work through what she's going through. And it's a lot. And it's normal what she's going through based on what she's being put through. And the reason why she's with me and the reason why she wants to be with me forever is because she trusts my masculine core. She feels safe and comfortable with me because I'm a man. And she knows that when she's going through these situations, I'm going to be there for her. I'm going to listen to her, but I'm also going to tell her how I feel. Whether she's right or wrong, I'm going to tell her how I feel. In this case, she's absolutely right. But when I say she's right, she's blaming herself when it's not her fault. My woman is blaming herself for certain things her daughter has said to her lately when it's not my woman's fault, right? And I'll explain more about that in just a few minutes. Wow, I haven't been cut off one time. This is unbelievable, and the chat's working fine. I don't know if they got an upgrade to the cell tower out here or it's just a lucky day. I don't know. But this is great. I don't know if the rain last night, cleared up the sky and made it better for cell reception. Who the hell knows? But so far, so good. Nice, good signal. Hey, JT. JT. I'm going to moderate you. I'm going to moderate you the next time I can verify that's you. I'm sure it's you, but I can't verify here But I will moderate you. The next time I get to my computer. How you doing, bro? Thanks for the email today. Connect with me on Facebook Messenger so we can, I'm going to connect all my new mods with my current mods to our private Coach Eli moderator group. And Michael, I know you don't want to dox yourself or anything, but if we get to know you, bro, I'll bring you on board as a mod too. I'd like to get to know who you really are if you're open. I don't dox people, bro. I'm a professional. I'm not like these other guys. But you can stay where you're at right now. I know it's you know, it's a bloodbath out here, and some people don't want to give out their real information. But if we get to know each other more, bro, Michael, I've really enjoyed having you around. And we'll mod you too. Empress Janet, how you doing? Can you read my earlier comment carefully? CRISPR. Coach doesn't hold alpha frame. He is the frame. Come on, dude. JT, I'm doing well. At Michael Portney, the mid-30s guys' parents had an open marriage. Yes, they brought a third party in multiple times, and his father was watching. And they call me the CUCKOLD, right? Like, you know, the mid-30s guy talked about it publicly on the stream, which I have downloaded. I don't think he has it private anymore. I have everything downloaded, folks. There's no need for me to really pull it out. But yeah, the mid-30s millennial Legion guy was talking about how when he was growing up, his mother would bring a third party into the marriage, and his father would watch his mother with another man. And the mid-30s guy, when he was younger, had to listen to it. I mean, you want to talk about childhood trauma right there? You want to talk about being traumatized right there? Imagine I'm not going to say it. I was going to say something that would really, really trigger the mid-30s guy, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk about anyone's mama like that. It's messed up, but you get the hint, right? TGH, hey Eli, how are you today? TGH, how are you? I remember you from yesterday, I believe. What does the TGH stand for? Yeah, tell me a little bit more about you. Remind me where you came from. I forgot from yesterday. California Ford Outdoors. These days, women wear the pants in their relationship, and men wear the skirt. Well, it doesn't work. It doesn't work when that happens, because women will not respect a man that isn't assertive and isn't the leader in the relationship. Now, I tell my lady, listen, the truth of the matter is, California Ford Outdoors, I respect my lady equally, right? I look at her as my equal, right? But I've told people before that in the relationship, it needs to be as close as possible to being equal, but the man needs to be just slightly in the one-up position, meaning that the man should have about 50.1% of the power, and the woman should have 49.9% of the power. Here's the reason why, with no disrespect. Women will not respect a man that they can control, that is weaker than them. Women are looking up to you for your strength, mentally, physically, emotionally, especially when I tell you the story about my lady here in a second and her daughter. You think if I was an emotional weakling, my woman would be with me? I'll tell you, my woman's going through a lot. She needs a real strong, emotionally understanding man to be there for her, right? But yeah, thank you for being here, California Ford Outdoors. I've been seeing your messages behind the scenes in the Facebook groups today. I have not had a lot of time to get in the groups. I'm going to be change of plans with my lady. My lady's going to stay at my place tonight and tomorrow. And on Wednesday afternoon, I got to go pick up my mother and take my mother to a doctor's appointment. So Probably won't be until Thursday when we can connect and talk. I'm just letting you folks aware. If you don't hear from me in the groups the next couple of days, it's because I'm spending time with my lady, and then I'm going to take my mother to the doctor. I'm going to spend some time with my mother as well. But I'll try to get on when I can. I mean, I'm sure my lady wouldn't have a problem me checking messages in the morning. She doesn't. But when she's around, I like to try to spend as much time with her as possible. Let's see here. What was that other message you were saying? Michael says, very soft, emotionally detached. Yep. Hey, I'm unblocked. That's right, JT. Michael says, exactly the case example of the mid-30s guy whose mom is open to an open marriage. Imagine how that make the dad feel. Well, he had to agree to it. He could have said, no, I'm not into that kind of stuff, right? I don't want to be a C-U-C-K-O-L-D, right? He chose to be a C-U-C-K-O-L-D. CRISPR, here's what you asked. Why are you pointing out the old nuances and not focusing on today's normal people change society has seemed to me you are criticizing instead of helping people be their best selves? Let me ask you a few questions, Crispin, and I'll be happy to answer you, right? Or CRISPR new, I can't even see this with my sunglasses on. Nuvo or something like that. CRISPR, let me ask you something. Are you single or are you married? Or are you in a relationship? And are you a male or a female? And how old are you? And do you have any kids? There's a reason why I'm asking all these questions, because, you know, I get, and I'm not trying to be demeaning, I'm just trying to be honest here. A lot of people will come at me and criticize what I'm saying because it's the absolute truth about what they're currently going through, right? A lot of the things I talk about regarding male and female relationship dynamics are the absolute truth. And many people are just not ready to admit the truth and own up to it. So when they hear someone like me talking about it with confidence, it triggers them to say things like what you said. I'm not triggered, and I know you're not triggered. I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm just saying that for you to write something like that, it triggered your emotions in a way to feel the need to challenge what I've been saying. And what I'm trying to say is that I'm not here to challenge or kick down anyone. I'm here to get people to understand how attraction works and what keeps relationships going nowadays and marriages going. What turns women on and what turns women off. And there's a big difference between what women say they want from a man and what they respond to. Ladies, hear this again, and guys, hear this again. What women say they want and what they respond to are two totally different things. And if a woman can't respect you as a man and doesn't feel safe and comfortable with you as a man, that you're physically strong enough to protect her from danger, you're emotionally strong enough to balance out her crazy emotions when she's going through things like my lady's going through right now, right? If a lady doesn't perceive you to be stronger than her, then she's not going to be able to feel comfortable. She's not going to trust you. She's not going to respect you. She will not be with you. She won't sleep with you. When a lady feels heard and understood and feels safe, the legs open. When a lady doesn't feel heard and understood and safe and doesn't feel safe, the legs close, right? It's a figure of speech, but it's also true. Now, I'm wondering if the chat just froze. Let me come and sit down here for a second. And I'll probably reset it right now. And see if my lady sent me a text. I'll be right back, folks. All right, I'm back. Let's see here. I see both sides of it, says JT. Oh, the Chris Rock situation. I was gonna explain that and I forgot. Let me get to that in a second here. NC's Queen says it explains why the mid-30s guy is a pathetic man. Oh, absolutely. It stems back to his childhood. He has a lot of unresolved emotional trauma. And that's why he does what he does. Oh well, it's his choice. No problem. I really appreciate it. Ask away, says Michael. Okay, cool. Michael, if you want to send me an email to Coach Eli at coach@eliasmelas.com, we'll go from there, man. Adventures with JT says that is some serious trauma, but yeah, you are right. We need to forget those people. Good point, JT. California Ford Outdoors, exactly. I respect a real man who treats a woman right, and a man that's not a big sissy. Okay, it's not about being a big sissy, but it's also not being an arrogant, pompous ass. It's about being a well-balanced, cocky, playful, funny kind of guy. I'm a little cocky, playful, funny. I'm not a sissy, but I'm not an arrogant, pompous ass. I'm right in the middle. And that's where every guy should be. Cocky, playful, funny, in my opinion. Adventures with JT. What do you think about the Will Smith, Chris Rock situation? I'll get back to that in a second. That's disgusting, says Michael. Say it. He holds nothing back, says Michael. JT says seems to be a big debate back and forth. People seem pretty split, almost 50-50. Are you talking about the Will Smith thing? Yeah, I've got a good opinion about this. I was actually talking with Coach J-Rom behind the scenes today through Facebook Messenger, and he's actually in New York right now. It's snowing there. He's driving his truck, and he shared his opinion on it. We were talking a little bit, and I'm going to share the same thing I shared with him with you folks publicly here in a second. California Ford Outdoors, no problem, Coach Eli. In my family, which I keep my distance from, women boss men around, and men say nothing. Me, I see a man, and I have to have 50-50 in a relationship. Yeah, like the women that boss the men around are in a sexless and loveless relationship. Loveless and sexless relationship. Like the guy that's bodying me right now, the mid-40s guy from Louisiana. He's so bored, right, that he just likes to play around with people's channels, but I don't care. It's just comical to me. I see both sides of it, says JT. Read that earlier. Michael says women like to be emotionally challenged. Well, I don't know if I'd go as far and say they like to be emotionally challenged, Michael. They are emotionally challenging themselves, in my opinion. Women like to challenge a man's emotions because we're supposed to be the rock. We're supposed to be the strong one because emotionally, women are always going to lash out more than men. It's just the way it is. It's a part of their biology. So we need to be the deflector, not deflect away from them, but we need to be the ones that don't fuel more of that fire, right? If your woman is getting emotional and you as a man, start yelling at her, you're getting emotional, you're making the situation worse. When she's getting emotional, you just say, come here, baby, give me a hug, give me a kiss. She'll say, no, baby, give me a kiss, right? Let her feel your strength. She wants to feel your strength, right? She is testing to see how strong of a man you are because she's going through something that doesn't usually involve you, like my woman's going through with her daughter. And you just got to keep saying, baby, come here, give me a kiss. Forget about all the BS. I'm here for you. I'm your rock. I'm your man, right? And then after a few times, the woman submits because you're being a man. Women will submit to you. When you're a man, it's not about being a jerk. I'm not a jerk to my woman. I'm not an asshole, but I'm not a sissy either. I'm a man. I stand up there and say, baby, you're being ridiculous. I want you to feel better. Come here and give me a kiss. Let me make it feel better for you, baby. No, baby, come here and give me a kiss. Baby, you're being ridiculous. And the moment I say that, all of a sudden she just comes and kisses me. Why? Because she's testing me. Women test you without even realizing it. She's testing to see how strong I am. And she's feeling my strength and she's starting to feel safe again, right? No, don't leave us. We need you, LOL. It's funny, Michael. TGH, is the stream back? Yep, and yes, he's back, says JT, Adventures with JT. I think it was my end. No, I went off the air for a second. Let me explain the Chris Rock situation as I head back the first part of the trail. And to my lady, if you're still awake, you haven't fallen asleep, please leave me a text message. So that way, share your thoughts. And that way, I'll know you're doing all right the next time I have to reset the stream here. My opinion about the Chris Rock, Will Smith situation. I watch Coach Corey Wayne as well. He's my absolute favorite coach that I watch outside of what I do. And then Dan Bacon's my next favorite. But Coach Corey Wayne did a video on it, and he called Will Smith a big effing P-U-S-S-Y. And I agree. I honestly do think that Will Smith is a P-U-S-S-Y. I'll tell you why. He's been married to a woman that has cheated on him many times, and he keeps taking her back. Right? But let's delve deeper into this. Why is his woman cheating on him? Because he's not emotionally strong enough. He doesn't stand up to her. She wears the pants in that marriage. And she doesn't respect him because he's such a P-U-S-S-Y. He's too nice of a guy, right? So here's the thing. You can tell about some emotional state by the way they do things. Again, like I just said with Will Smith, he's been with a woman that's cheated on him many times and he keeps taking her back. I would never, ever, ever, ever take a woman back that cheated on me. And so Chris Rock made a funny about Will Smith's woman. And then Will Smith goes up and he didn't really even hit him. I think he kind of like, slapped him like a girl. But anyway, he did hit him live on the air. I believe it was the Oscars. And to be quite honest with you, that's just ridiculous. That's showing emotional weakness coming from Will Smith. Let me know your thoughts in the chat, folks. I'll reset the chat here in a second to see your thoughts. But I feel that Will Smith could have handled it better, but he's too emotionally weak to just let that slide. What I would have done, now, if I was younger in my 20s and didn't know better, I would have probably reacted the way that Will Smith did, but I would have never hit the guy. I would have just yelled out, dude, just shut your mouth or whatever, right? Which would be bad enough, right? But Will Smith got up and he actually hit him, right? He hit Chris Rock, right? What I would have done in that situation is just ignore it. Just smile, half fake smile. When it came time to get my Oscar, like he did, take the Oscar, be grateful and thankful, right? And then get out of there right away. After the show ends, don't go to the after parties. And what I would do is I would go on my YouTube channel and talk about it. Will Smith has a YouTube channel, I think, with a couple million subscribers at least. He could have gone viral doing a video like this and showing restraint, right? But now he's going to go viral as an emotionally unstable guy. At least half the people will feel that way. The half of the people that feel that way, understand what I'm talking about here. The other half that agree with them are emotionally unstable people for the most part, in my opinion. And they like seeing violence. Now, granted, it's one thing to stand up for your woman, right? But you should never, ever have to beat up another man or physically attack somebody to stand up for your woman unless they are attacking your woman physically. The only time physical violence should come into play is when somebody's coming at you in a physical way and all you're doing is defending yourself. If you're instigating something, right? Words, listen, Will Smith should learn this, right? Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Well, Will Smith, words hurt you last night. And you made a fool out of yourself on the big stage. And now your wife that already lacks respect because you're not emotionally strong enough for her, you're not man enough for her, even though he's a good-looking guy in good shape, but he has no spine to stand up to her. She runs that household, right? Your wife already lacked respect for you. Now, it's going to get worse. She's going to go and bang some other guy and laugh about what she did on the stage. And then you're going to take her back again. Oh my God, man. That's ridiculous. All right, I'm going to go off the air. Come right back, folks. All right, we're back. I'm a traditional woman, says California Fort Outdoors, who loves it when my fiance courts me and tells me that he loves me unconditional. And then furthermore, she says, a strong man turns me on. That's exactly what I'm trying to tell these guys. These millennial guys don't get that. And yeah, it's one thing to be good looking, but it's another thing to be emotionally strong and emotionally intelligent and emotionally aware and available. I'm going to wait for these people to pass that are coming. So I'm going to read the chat here for a few. Michael says, you mean they want the challenge? LIJ's changing a guy for the better? I'm not sure what you meant to say there, Michael. Can you repeat that? Women believe they can change their gut. You mean their guy for the better? Well, that's exactly what's happening with my girlfriend's daughter. I think she's been, I'm going to share that story in a second here. I'm going to get to that. You know, I think that she's really settled for this guy. And she's trying to mold him into the guy that she wants him to be. And this guy's just going along with it because he has no fucking spine. And that's making her more annoyed because women don't respect the guy that doesn't have a spine to stand up for himself. He's just compliant and is going along with everything she says. She's the leader in the relationship. She's wearing the pants. And it's angering her. And it's making my girlfriend's 27-year-old daughter angry at everyone, including my girlfriend, her mother, and my girlfriend's mother, her grandmother, her daughter's grandmother, and other people. And I'm sure she's tried to talk with her fiance about this, the 27-year-old daughter of my lady, but he just doesn't get it. He is. Whoa, there's a plane flying above. Wow, that's a loud, big plane. Wow. My girlfriend's daughter's fiance, he's like 33 and she's 27, and his father passed away when he was young, and he was more so raised by his mother. I found out that his mother's a very nice woman from what I hear, my lady says, but you know, she really spoiled her son. You know, when your husband passes away and you have one son, I think it was the only. No. I believe there's a sister. I believe he has a sister. When there are a couple kids, you know, and the husband dies, you know, the mother, you know, gives their kids everything. And this guy did not learn how to be a strong man. He's a good guy. Don't get me wrong. This guy is a good guy. He's a nice. He is the typical, stereotypical nice guy, right? That women will friend zone, typically, right? And before this guy actually met my lady's 27-year-old daughter like 3 years ago or so when they started dating, he was trying to ask out a bunch of different women where all these girls were working at, where they were all working at back then, and he was like the chef at this place, okay? And all the ladies turned him down. And I told my lady when she told me that story, I'm not surprised that these women turned him down because he's too nice of a guy. He's like too nice of a guy. Women are not attracted to overly compliant, nice guys. They're attracted to a guy that's being himself, that focuses on his purpose, right? And doesn't have to try hard to get women, right? He's being too nice of a guy. And that's what's causing the issues. I'll share more about that in just a few here. Let me get through the rest of the chat. I wouldn't call Will Smith a cuckold. No. I mean, I don't know what they do in their marriage, but I'm sure that his wife is not making him watch when she's with other men. That's funny. My ex-husband cheated on me and I left after that, says California Ford Outdoors. Good for you. Good for you. JT, Adventures with JT. I kind of said something similar to what you said about it, Coach. All the women at my work said differently. They said if I were their man and didn't defend them, we would have had words when they got me home. Well, then that would be a woman I would never see again. Because that's a woman that's a drama queen. Any woman that expects, her man to beat up any man that says anything nasty about her with words is not a woman that you should be with. That's the very immature way to handle it, and that's the way that can get you in jail. That's the way that can get you in jail too. The mature way to handle things is the famous saying I mentioned earlier: sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Right? They're just words. People on this platform have talked shit about me for the last 5 years. It used to bother me a little bit, but I don't care anymore. I learned to handle it like I did in my real life, where in my real life, I don't let words bother me. Why are we letting words of other people bother us? They don't mean anything. We don't have to allow it to get to us. See, Will Smith could have held his own and then basically could have, done a video on his channel and basically shamed Chris Rock. I don't appreciate Chris going there. That wasn't the most mature thing to do, but it's Hollywood and he's trying to entertain the audience. So I can kind of understand it. I don't think it was cool. Right? I don't think it was cool, right? But any woman that would expect you to go beat up another guy that says something like that, that's not the right way to handle it. The right way to handle it is say, hey, dude, I would appreciate it if you don't talk that way about my wife. All right? And the guy might say, well, what are you going to do about it? Nothing. I'm not here to create any violence. I just would appreciate it if you're going to be around us. Don't talk with her. Don't talk about her that way, or we just won't come around anymore, right? People that want to, take it into a fist fight are just unhappy and emotionally unstable people. People that are mature are not going to let those words get to them, and that includes women too. Yes, women are more emotional than men, but a mature woman will be able to just blow that off. California Ford Outdoors. I am down to earth. I treat a man the way he should be treated, with love and compassion. Got 19 thumbs up. Thank you for being here, folks. Smash that thumbs up, whether you're here live or on the replay. Also, share this out on your community tabs. Share it out on social media. And please, if you already haven't done so, subscribe, bang the bell, select on notifications. You need to be subscribed here to be able to chat. Once you subscribe, you can chat immediately. I've removed the time limit of 24 hours. Make sure you read my guidelines As you pop into the chat for the first time, at the top of the chat, I got 3 guidelines. YouTube allows you to create 3 guidelines for your chats of your live streams or premiere videos now. Go to the back end of YouTube Studio from your laptop or desktop, go into settings, and you'll find the section where you can add your guidelines, your own personal guidelines on top of YouTube's for the way you want your chat to be run. That was a great idea, YouTube. Thank you. Appreciate that. So, let me go off the air for a second, then I'm going to share the story regarding my lady. And I'm not going to go to the other side today. I'm gonna just do this one side of the trail, so that way I can get back to my lady and have a nice dinner and relax, and more so help her with what I'm going to share here in a second. I'll be right back, folks. No, TBH. Those are not lurkers. Those are botted views. There's a guy in Louisiana that's a pathetic, miserable, unhappily married man that, pays for live view bots to make it appear like there are more people than there are. All of these views will be removed on the replay. So there's probably about, if I had to guess, there's probably somewhere between 20 and 30 people here right now. It's not a big deal. And there probably are a bunch of lurkers too, but it's not a big deal either. This is a public stream. Anyone can come. The lurkers are probably banned, and if they come in on other accounts and they say something stupid, we'll just, we'll give them the hammer. I've only been cut off one time today, except for the times I've taken myself offline. My lady who's hanging out at my place watching the show, thank you for being here, babe, is saying, send me a text saying, he's too good of a guy. Now I'm sure, baby, you're saying your daughter's fiance is too good of a guy. Well, I think he's too nice of a guy. Honestly, I think he's a really nice guy. I think he has a big head and heart and all that. The problem is, baby, he's a big fucking pussy. It's the truth. I used to be a BFP myself. Right? BFP, short for what I just said, right? And women are not attracted to BFPs, babe. I've tried to tell you this too. If I was a BFP, how in the world would I be able to help you through this? You're going through a lot right now, and I understand why you're going through it, right? Right? So my lady, I told you this whole story about how a few days back, I think it was on Saturday when I did this. I shared the story about how my lady went to a meeting regarding her 27-year-old daughter's engagement party. And, her daughter during that day was saying that she didn't want me, Coach Eli, to go to the engagement party or the wedding. And that she never wants to meet me. Wow. And you know what? Hey, I'm not offended by it because I know what's going on. I'm going to share with you what's going on, right? But it broke my woman's heart. My woman's really into me. I'm into her. But my woman, how women are, right? When they really love their man, they want to go everywhere with their man, right? They eat, sleep, shit, and drink their man. Everything's about their man, right? That's how women are when they're into you, right? So when her own daughter is saying that her man, that she feels this way for, is not welcome to the engagement party or the wedding, I mean, she's going to get triggered, right? So I talked with my lady that night and everything was cool. Then yesterday, my lady reaches out to her daughter to try to finalize, the invitations and stuff like that. And then basically my lady's daughter told my lady that, I hate to do this, sorry to do this, but, you and your man are not welcome to the engagement party or the wedding, and I don't want to talk with you, both of you, ever again, or her, or whatever, right? Wow. Whew, man. And I heard that, I was like, I knew how my lady was going to feel. Really, really hurt, because my lady's going to blame herself for everything that happens to her daughter. See, this is how mothers are. Mothers will blame everything for them. Mothers will blame themselves for everything, even if they know it's not their fault, because that's how mothers are. If something happens and goes wrong to my little girl or little boy, right? It's my fault, even if it's not, right? It's a default fault, right? But that's not cool because no one really understood, no one's really been understanding what my lady's 27-year-old daughter is really going through. Why is she lashing out this way? Why is she behaving this way? And is she really mad at my mother? I'm not my mother, at her mother, my girlfriend? Or anyone else in the family? Or is she just really, really mad deep within because she's lost respect for her man, or she never really had respect for her man? Here's what I think is happening. Because her fiance is too nice of a guy, like my lady says, or my lady says he's a good guy, I say he's the stereotypical nice guy. And that's why I say, hey, guys, don't ever call yourself a nice guy. Call yourself a good guy. The truth of the matter is, good guys are nice guys, but we are nice guys that respect ourselves and don't pedestalize women, and we respect women at the same level as we respect ourselves and the way they respect us, right? We don't overly inflate the value of our woman above us or below us. They're our equal, right? So the problem is this, is that my girlfriend's daughter, she has always wanted to have 2 kids by the time she's 30 and then be done, right? She just turned 27. The wedding is in 1 year. She'll be 28. That means in order for her to have 2 kids by 30, she would have to get knocked up shortly after the wedding night, pop out that kid, let her system get back together for a few months, and then get knocked up immediately again, pop out that kid, and then she's done. Wow. And I guess she's had that agenda since she was a little girl, right? And so I asked my lady, babe, you've got a little bit of an attitude, but it's cool, I can handle it, right? I balance you out, right? Is your daughter anything like you? Oh yeah, she's got an attitude. She's my girlfriend will sometimes call her daughter the B word. And my girlfriend says I'm a B too at times. I'm like, okay, I sit there and I'm just like, whatever, right? Women, emotional beings, emotional moments, right? So part of the story was that my current girlfriend's daughter had a bad relationship in her late teens, early 20s, and I guess was traumatized by that. And then she tried to put herself back out there and couldn't find a good guy until this guy came around. And I started to put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, okay, if she's got a serious attitude and she's very controlling in the way she wants things to be, she wants 2 kids by age 30, when women are having healthy babies into their late 30s and early 40s today. What's the rush, right? And how much pressure is she putting on the fiance, right? Hey babe, okay, so we're gonna get married, and then we're gonna get pregnant on the wedding night, and then we're gonna have 2 kids by the time we're 30. What about just enjoying each other and letting shit happen naturally? I mean, to be quite honest with you, babe, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, Your little girl, your 27-year-old girl, it's supposed to be a grown-ass woman, is a control freak, right? And I would never put up with a woman like that. The only type of guys that would put up with a woman like that, a control freak, is a beta male that can't get any other woman, that has difficulty getting women, so he settles for the first one that, shows him a little attention, a little kissy poo, little booty, little boobie, and little maybe action, between the legs. TGH, have you ever considered unbanning everyone, and if the bad people come back, just ban them again? I think the tides are turning, but they are scared to speak publicly. I'm not going to unban everyone because there are people I never want coming back here, right? And last night, some guy that's a recovering meth addict that can't stop talking about me when I haven't talked about him for years was simulcasting, rebroadcasting most of my live stream. And I didn't even know about it. Somebody from behind the scenes sent me a link. And I'm like, you know what? Let him take his 100, 150 views and run with it. It's not the audience that my messages cater to anyway. I don't care. Plus, I got almost 400 views on that video anyway. But I don't care because the right audience will eventually, reach my message, or my message will reach the right audience eventually, right? So I get what you're saying, right? I get what you're saying. Then the tides have been turning. And here's the thing. I've been working on this for a year. And there's a reason why I didn't take this approach sooner. If people think really, really hard, they might be able to figure it out. Maybe I'll share it one day. But there's a reason why I was just kind of sitting back and doing my own thing for a year. And now, after some major recent changes, I decided to tackle it head on. So, I hope that helps. Let me go off the air and come back, reset the channel. All right, we should be back live. Give me a second here, folks. No, the mid-30s guy is he's not an addict. The only thing he's an addict at is Frappuccinos. He has 4 big, huge 1,000-calorie Frappuccinos per day. That's an excessive amount of caffeine and calories. Maybe he cut back. He's been doing some healthy meals lately. But if he doesn't cut the drinking out and everything else out, those healthy meals are not going to help him. He's still eating above his caloric level that he burns off every day. If you eat more than the calories you burn each day, whether you exercise or not, you're going to keep gaining weight. It doesn't matter if you eat healthy food. It's calories in, calories out. Energy in, energy out. Calories are energy. It's a measure of energy. It's getting pretty windy here right now. I am down to earth. I treat a man the way he should be treated, with love and compassion. Did I read that earlier? Yeah, I don't know why the reception has been better here all of a sudden on these trails. I'm not getting cut off as much. Maybe AT&T fixed something. Maybe there's less electrical interference. I don't know, but it's been working better lately. It's all good. So the bottom line is this, folks. What I think is happening, the reason why I feel my girlfriend's 27-year-old daughter that's engaged to this 33-year-old man, the reason why I think my girlfriend's daughter attacked her mother is because she knows that her mother's in a really good relationship now, and her mother's very happy. Heck, I told my lady, I'm like, even your best friend, is jealous of our relationship. Where her best friend was looking me up online, was researching me online, and found some of these trolling videos on YouTube where they were saying that I was embezzling money. So she goes and tells my girlfriend that already knows this story, right? I've told my woman everything, right? I don't hold anything back from her. She knows everything as it happens, right? And everything that's happened in the past. She goes and tells my lady that I'm embezzling money. And my lady knows the truth. And she's triggered she's not triggered at me. She was triggered back then. This happened like last week. She was triggered that her friend was looking that closely into me. And I'm like, well, babe, let her look into me all she wants. Just ignore it, right? She's just jealous, and she's insecure, and she's immature for a 40-plus-year-old grown-ass woman, right? She would rather spend more time looking into me than going to find a good guy that she could be having a good time with. That says it all, babe. Don't let it get to you. She's being pathetic, right? She's being real pathetic, right? So it's the same reason why her daughter's behaving this way. Her daughter is not happy in this relationship. Her daughter is settling for this guy because she can't get any other guy that will put up, number one, with her attitude. And my girlfriend told me today that her daughter's gained a bunch of weight, and with no disrespect, that's another thing that'll keep some guys away. If you're too overweight or out of shape, you're not going to get the guys you want, right? So if you have a shit attitude and you're out of shape, you're going to be stuck with the beta male provider. That's exactly what's happening here. And if you guys that are hearing this story, you tell me. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but this guy is about to become the beta male provider. He, in my opinion, and should be a fact, this is what will happen. This guy is about to become the sperm donor, and a piggy bank. A sperm donor and piggy bank. And yes, babe, I know you're listening, and I know this is triggering, and I don't want to trigger you. You know how much I care about you, right? But honestly, right? Wouldn't you rather, have this come out now than these two kids get married, bring in a couple kids in the world, and then all of a sudden the two kids are born and now your little girl wants to file for divorce? I see this happening. I see this. I can see this destructing even before it gets started. Because my girlfriend's 27-year-old daughter does not respect her man. She may think he's a nice guy, and my lady tells me they go to Disneyland like once per month or every other month. They both like Disneyland. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, all right, I could see going to Disneyland once, but fuck, you know what? Why won't he take your daughter, babe, to somewhere like Monterey or somewhere cool? You know what, babe, speaking of which, I'm not going to say we're going to go tomorrow because then people might try to come out there that are local and find us, right? But let me just put it to you this way, babe. We're going to go somewhere really nice tomorrow where your daughter's fiance should be taking her at times instead of going to Disneyland all the time. Go somewhere romantic. Have a romantic weekend getaway or something, or a couple days off where you're going hiking and taking nice walks and going to nice restaurants and then making love all night in a beautiful hotel suite, getting some room service or DoorDash or something, or going out to someplace, right? But see, they're not doing that, right? And here's the thing. Another thing is that this dude has a house he's renting. And he lives in a city about an hour from where my girlfriend lives. And my girlfriend's daughter lives a lot closer to my girlfriend than she does. Well, my girlfriend's daughter, her father and her friends live closer to where my girlfriend lives. And my girlfriend's daughter works closer to where my girlfriend lives, which is an hour away from where this, fiance guy lives, right? And more than half the week, my girlfriend's daughter is not even sleeping in the same house and bed with a man that she's engaged to. Are you folks not seeing this all add up? Are you folks, I mean, look, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but why the fuck I would be stupid as a guy to want to marry a woman that's not already living with me full time, working locally, and especially if she didn't want to invite her own mother to the damn engagement party or wedding. As a guy, I'd be like, fuck this, I'm getting out. I'd be gone. Teach that young man to be a man. He's 33 years old. He's a goddamn millennial. That was more so raised by his mother. He's been feminized. Like, seriously, have a spine, for Christ's sake. This guy is becoming a sperm donor and a piggy bank. And quite honestly, here's the thing. Like, honestly, my intentions would be to save this guy, find him. I could find him if I wanted to, and I could go talk with him. But that's the last thing I want to do to my girlfriend and her daughter. But the bottom line is this. The bottom line is this. I got to be honest. These two, from what I know, from what I've seen, from what I've shared with you folks, they're not compatible. They're not meant to be with each other. She's about to hit 30 in 3 years, and she's worried about what a lot of guys say that happens to women at 30. They say women hit the wall at 30. I wouldn't necessarily say women hit the wall at 30. I'd say maybe at 40, but I wouldn't even call it the wall. A woman's biological clock starts to tick at 30. It doesn't mean that it's going to expire the next day. But if you haven't found a good guy by the time you're in your early 30s as a woman, then the chances of you biologically having children tremendously decrease, right? So this whole thing, it just doesn't sit right with me, right? And what do? Right? I know the truth. I know I've heard these stories. I have enough experience at age 48 to understand what's going on. And I think my own woman knows what's going on. I think my woman understands what I'm saying. But she wants her daughter to be happy. And I want her daughter to be happy too. But I also want her and the other guy to be happy. But they are not compatible. She wears the pants in that relationship. This dude doesn't stand up to his own woman. For Christ's sake, like I said, I would never, ever, ever marry a woman that calls her mother and says, you can't fucking come to the engagement party or the wedding. I wouldn't do that. I couldn't respect a woman like that. It doesn't matter. It absolutely doesn't matter. Give me a second. Someone's coming by. There are a lot of people that must have just entered the trail from the other side. And the guy in front of me is wearing a Under Armour shirt, kind of like similar to mine, the black shirt I have. These people came out of nowhere. I didn't see these people. They must have entered the trail on the side opening. I would never, ever marry a woman that would tell her mother or father they're not welcome to the engagement party or the wedding, and I never want to see you again, I'd say fuck this, I'm out. Because here's the thing, people make mistakes, including parents. And at age 27, if you don't have, the maturity, the personal maturity to let bygones be bygones and let things go and just be the better person, say, hey, Mom, yeah, we've had some issues in the past or whatever, right? Things weren't always perfect, but you know what? This is my big day. And you're my mother. You gave me birth. And I couldn't go through with this day without you there, right? Like, I'm a strong dude, and I'm almost in tears thinking about this, right? I have feelings, right? I feel for my woman. I'm like, this is absolutely ridiculous. I'm a strong dude, and I'm almost in tears just hearing this, right? So the level of fucking entitlement these millennials have nowadays, right? Her daughter is the one that's been entitled, and yes, a lot of that has to do with how she was raised. Part of that by her mother. She owns that, but still, at 27 years old, her daughter should know better, or at least have some fucking compassion, right? And if she doesn't have compassion to her own mother, any man that's with her, shouldn't put up with that either. But this dude is so fucking oblivious. He's so oblivious that he can't see this shit happening right in front of his face. And I get it, because when I was in my 20s, well, by the time I was 33, like this guy is, I had figured this out. But when I was in my 20s, I was just oblivious. I was really just oblivious. I'm waiting for these people to see where they're going to go. Let me go off the air and see what time it is. I may go to the other side, folks. All right, we're back. Donnie Deranged, this young lady sounds like a nightmare. Well, I don't want to talk bad about my girlfriend's daughter. I don't think deep within she's trying to be a bad person, but it is a nightmare. And the reason is because, I'll tell you in a second, man. Let me just read the other messages here. A big tell to bad women is they want to hyphenate their last names. Hey, babe, if you're still watching, can you let me know, does your 27-year-old daughter want to have her name hyphenated, the last name hyphenated, or is she taking the fiance's last name? Let me know. I'll check it in a little bit here. TGH, I dated a woman like that. I got her in bed in 3 days, and she became submissive in about 3 weeks. It took her 3 weeks to be submissive to you? Oh, you basically were dating a strong woman. My woman is very strong, and she was submissive from the very moment she laid eyes on me. I'm not trying to say I'm any better than you. I'm not. But my woman, when she met me, she wanted me to take her in the back of the Safeway and bang her. Not because it wasn't going to be a one-night stand. We were really into it. We talked by phone for hours, and we were talking for a little while, through Match.com before we met, right? But my woman's a very strong woman. But she knew how I was before we met. We were talking, and she liked my attitude, liked my pictures, everything, right? But that's cool, too, I mean, you converted a dominant woman that was going down the feminist agenda way into being more submissive and being well balanced. Nothing wrong with a woman working and having a little masculine energy every now and then, 20 to 30% of the time, but the majority of the time they need to be in their feminine essence, 70 to 80% of the time. And you guys, for the majority of the time, need to be in your masculine essence, 70 to 80% of the time. And then the other 20 to 30% of the time, being a little submissive is okay, because you're going to show some compassion, right? Just be well balanced as a man and a woman, and be more of who you were naturally and biologically made to be, despite how the feminist agenda has been trying to change things. You know? Well, she was a part of the city council, so she was paranoid or something like that. Oh, city council? Yeah, certain jobs that women do, you know, make them a little more guarded, standoffish. You know, I think it kind of sounds like to me that your woman was a little bit more guarded and standoffish than more dominant. So, I've encountered, before I met the woman I'm with today, I've been with her for over 6 months. Before I met the woman I'm with today, I encountered many, many women that were guarded and what do you call it? I just forgot the damn word I was saying. Guarded and standoffish. Guarded and standoffish women are, it's not that they're not attracted to you. If they weren't attracted to you, they wouldn't be talking with you. But guarded and standoffish women are going to make it more difficult for you to get to their promised land. And until us guys get to the promised land, it's never going anywhere. And I think more so women are beginning to see that nowadays. I think that's why my lady wanted me the first night, because, and it happened the second night, I think she wanted to lock me down. Isn't that what you wanted to do, baby? You wanted to lock me down, huh? I'm not going to go down here today. I'm just going to show it from afar. Yeah, let me know if you're still around, baby. I'm going to go off the air in a second here just to check my text message, because I have notifications turned off during this stream. I'm in do not disturb mode, so that way the trolls can't try calling my phone or texting me or whatever, right? I'll be right back. Well, screw it. I'm going to the other side. We're still good, right, baby? We're good on time. My lady got back to me and said that, no, she's taking his last name. Well, that's interesting. So she's taking his last name, yet she controls everything else. Well, you know what? Come to think of it, that could be another control tactic there, right? I take his name and he's all mine. Interesting. Let me read the chat here for a second here. Well, I had to call it off because she wanted me to marry her after 6 months, so I left. I don't blame you. Like, see, women know, like, almost right away if they want to marry you or not. And there's nothing wrong with them mentioning that they see you in that way, but if they continue to push it early on, like my woman's talked about that a few times. But she's not really pushing it, but I'll smirk at her and I'll be like, baby, we're not at that point yet. I'm not saying we're not going to get there. We'll get there at some point, right? I'll take it one step at a time. We got other things to deal with right now. Like your daughter and her wedding. And man, I will tell you this. No disrespect, babe. Your daughter, we get her on YouTube. I swear to God, like we could put her over with that mid-30s millennial guy over there, the Legion guy, and they'd be like a match made in heaven. They could go at it all day, every day. You know what? If I was gonna play matchmaker, I would take my lady's daughter and have her go toe to toe with the Legion guy, the mid-30s millennial, the Lycan Legion dude. Boy, those two would be slapping each other around all day, every day. No, nothing would ever get anywhere. It would be the most loveless and sexless relationship in the history of mankind. But I'll tell you this, if they put it on YouTube, it would be one big drama shit show that I would actually tune into. That I would tune into. Even though I hate drama, that would be interesting to me, just because it's my lady's daughter. And I was like the casting director and the producer, right? Oh, man. Folks, get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in about 15 minutes or so. It's been a beautiful day. Been a beautiful day. Oh, man, I'm getting hungry. I bet my lady's getting pretty hungry too. I want to take this opportunity here. Well, there's somebody at the observation deck, so I'm going to sit at the bench over here for a few until they come on down. Well, they're actually coming down. Okay. And nobody's coming on the other side. All right. I want to take this opportunity to let everyone know that, hey, I'll be back. I may end up doing a walking stream or an in-studio stream on Wednesday. I'm going to be taking tomorrow off completely. Depending on how long I'm at the doctor's with my mother. I'm taking my mother to the doctor on Wednesday. And if not, I'll probably just end up doing an in-studio stream if I don't do a walking stream. Thursday, I'll be back in full force. If anybody would like to do a live stream panel, I'd be happy to come on your channel. What I'm doing is I'm going on other people's channels first before I bring them on to mine, because I'm looking to see, okay, how's it going to be on their channel? I'm reconnecting with a bunch of people, and there were some issues in the past that I firmly believe now have been turned around. But I'd be happy to be on the panel again with you, Janet, Empress Janet, and you, Adventures with JT. Troll of the Century, John Tuttle. He used to call himself Troll of the Century, John Tuttle. Great name. And anyone else that wants to collab, or anyone else that would like to be unbanned, if you have had enough of the crazy ass drama and you've been listening to what I've been saying here and other people have been saying, if you've had enough and you want to come back, or you want to come on over here and hang out with us in a positive way, please email me at Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. That's Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. Things are really beginning to shift and head back in the right direction. And I want to welcome you folks back. No hard feelings. I think most of you now have been able to compare what happened to you and what happened to me all this time. Everybody thought I was really crazy and a lunatic for saying what I was saying a few years back, but now many of you have just finished going through the same thing. And because of that, you folks know that, hey, they not only played you, they've been playing me all along. And naturally, that attracts people to come back and say, hey, I hate to admit it. And it's not even, I'm not looking for any fame, or I'm not even looking to say I told you so, but there have been many people lately that have been saying, I hate to admit it, but Eli was actually right. It sounded really, really crazy. Well, that's what these guys were paid to do. They were paid to make everything I was saying sound really, really crazy to keep their facade going, right? Here's another thing. To those of you that have been following me for a while and also saw my stream from yesterday, okay, regarding the Lycan Legion and JB Gunner, right? I have not paid too much attention. I know J-Rom sent me one small thing behind the scenes that the Legion guy did regarding the new website. The new website for Texas Caregiver. It's some replicated free website or something. All it has is a homepage. It has redirection links to like the Facebook page of Texas Caregiver, and a page where there are some designs, t-shirt designs. This website is even more pathetic than the original one, right? And I guess the Legion dude, when I asked where's his website, and he shared an even more pathetic, website. There is no website. That's not a website, man. Where's the URL? TexasCaregiver.net, right? Or whatever it was. I think it was .net, right? And I have not followed it too closely, but none of them tagged me in community postings. I don't think any of them made any videos or reaction videos to my video yesterday. So I made a community posting today, and I'm like, hey, at hashtag Lichen Legion and at JB Gunner TV. You guys have not responded. I asked a lot of questions on my stream yesterday regarding your sponsor, your fake sponsor, with no real website anymore, and his website wasn't even real anyway, right? And I asked them questions, regarding, hey, what are you getting paid for, and why do you never mention your sponsor anymore, right? They have not responded to one thing from what I can tell, right? So that should shed some more light to you folks, that they're trying to keep people as far away from this as possible, because this is actually what's happening. And if the new people see this, or if they talk about this, they're gonna piss off their sponsor, and you people won't come. Like I can understand, hey, why are you gonna about something that will harm your relationship with the hand that feeds you, right, JB Gunner? Right? That guy's stupid questions and making things up as I go. I'm asking you guys legitimate questions. All right, folks, I'm back. Sorry, I am back. TGH, what if he pulls it off and now you're going to be at the wedding? Would you go? Oh, dude, I'm going to support my woman in any way she wants me to support her on this, right? Look, like, whether I go to the wedding or not, to me, it's not going to affect me one way or another. My investment in this is my woman, right? And I know she wants me to go there, and I'd love to go there, right? But if, let's say, she decided to let her mother go and still didn't want me to go, I would tell her mother, hey, if you want to go, go. Honestly, that's pretty shady. That's a pretty, well, shady. That's pretty shisty, I mean. Shisty is a better word, right? But don't miss your little girl's your little girl's engagement party and wedding on my account, which is what I meant to say, right? Like, this is the thing, guys. You can't let this stuff bother you, man. For me, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you what the greatest thing I did in my life was to start this coaching business and start doing YouTube full time 5 years ago. Is that I always have something to do. So here's the thing. If people don't want me around, and if there's nothing to do with other people, I can always go live and run my business on my channel at any time, right? Whether it's on a walk or whether it's in the middle of the night from my studio or wherever, right? So I don't let things get to me anymore. Like, if I was younger, it would probably trigger me a little bit, right? And I would probably be questioning it more. But as I've gotten older, I'm so secure within myself and so happy within myself, and I've got so much to do. Even when I'm by myself, I have so much to do that I just don't worry about things. And that's called having a purpose. And that's also very attractive to women, right? And here's another thing. My lady's daughter's, fiance, basically the way he's behaving is he's making, my lady's daughter his purpose. So in essence, he's making, the 27-year-old daughter here his purpose. And that's not attractive to women, right? He's probably doing everything that she's saying, and he's probably not putting in any feedback. He's just probably a yes man, right? Women are not attracted to yes men. Now, if you actually agree with certain things, or many things with a woman legitimately, then say yes. That doesn't make you a yes man. What makes you a yes man is when you say yes to everything, even things that you really want to say no to. You know? Does your lady still work at the store, or did she transfer? You know what? I know who you are now. You're the dude that used to work with her, but you know about the trolls, so you don't want these. You're trying to be sly about it. I don't blame you. Or you could be trolling, trying to pretend to be somebody else, but I think you're the guy that used to work with her. Yeah. She still works at the store. And things have gotten a little bit better. I mean, it goes from week to week. You know, the store manager that she works with, he's a very lax guy. He doesn't hold people accountable, right? There's no accountability in that store, and that starts from the top. My lady's boss, she's the assistant manager, he's the store manager. Donnie says, could you imagine being the mid-30s guy and never leaving home, never getting sunlight, fresh air walks, the touch of a real woman or real human interaction? It's so pathetic to me. It is, dude. It is, right? Here's the thing, Donnie. Here's the thing. This dude, the Lycan Legion dude and the, Gunner dude, the early 40s dude, right? These dudes came at me for years, right? They call me frail and all this and that, right? C-U-C-K, frail. They're getting paid to do that by Texas Caregiver. That's why, right? And all these guys do is they sit on their ass all day, becoming more pale and fat on YouTube, right? And I walk every single day. And I walk and do a stream, and you guys see it. I walk 4 hours a day, and I talk at the same time. And I also do some other things in the studio. I haven't done a lot more than walks lately because I've been just busy, but I'm going to get back to doing more in studio streams on top of these walks and also more pre-recorded videos. I've got a bunch to record. Things keep coming up. And I'll tell you this, I'm prioritizing these walks over everything because number one, they're getting the most traction. Number two, I love walking every day. And, if I miss a day of not walking, I definitely can feel the difference. That's awesome. I think that dude that used to work with my lady, he's here. And he's smart. This guy knows about trolls and haters, and he knows how to protect his identity with his Google/YouTube account. If that's you, sir, it's a great pleasure to have you here. I tell you, dude, you're a strong dude to choose to live your life the way you want to live it. More power to you. Most guys would not be able to take the vow of celibacy you've taken. But wow, man, I mean, hats off to you, dude. When I was your age, I was a big horn dog. I mean, I've always been a one-woman man, but like with the women I was dating, I'm still a big horn dog. What am I saying? God, man. Still a big horn dog. Get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat, folks. We'll be going off the air in about 10 minutes or less. We are at, 120 minutes minus a couple cutoffs or so. I'd say we're at 118 minutes, 119 minutes. I'll say 119. We're at 2 hours and 59 minutes. Sorry, 1 hour and 59 minutes, almost 2 hours. My lady's kicking back at my place. I look forward to getting back and ordering some DoorDash tonight. I haven't DoorDashed in a while. I would prefer to go out to dinner, but, you know, I want to be there for her tonight and help her work through this. And hopefully this show, Babe, helped out a little bit. And also, you know, shared with you folks how to handle these situations and why these things happen, right? You know, a lot of people will question the methods I teach. I'm not the only guy that's teaching these methods. You watch Coach Corey Wayne, Coach Dan Bacon, watch most real good, decent coaches out here on YouTube. And they're all saying the same thing, maybe in different words. See, with me, I'm a little more animated than the average coach. That's why I like to call myself like an unconventional life coach, because, you know, I'm going to get in your face to tell you the truth. Because if people, you know, don't get in your face, you're not going to believe the truth, and it's not going to, it just doesn't work unless you get in their face. And when I say get in your face, I don't mean literally, you know, get in someone's face and, you know, beat them like Will Smith did to Chris Rock last night on the Oscars. I'm saying, you know, speak with some emphasis and call you out and say, come on, dude. Dude, check below your waist and see if your balls are still intact. Like, what I really want to do with my girlfriend's daughter's fiance is just meet up with him. Take him out for a beer or something. I think he likes beer. I don't drink a lot of beer anymore, but I would have a beer with him in that situation. I would need a couple beers, because I'd be saying, dude, no, I'm not trying to be weird or anything, dude. I got, you know, I'm dating your fiance's mother, right? I love men, but dude, have you checked below your belt lately? And he'd be like, what do you mean? Like, are your balls still intact, bro? I mean, you were born with a set, bro. Come on, man. I would coach this guy for free. I would coach this guy for free. I would help him for free. I think I got mud on my shoes. Yeah, I did.
What was that channel again?
Huh?
What was that channel again?
Oh, Coach Eli.
What is it?
Coach Eli. Yeah, you were the guy I saw the last time, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
So, one more time. Spell it out.
COACH space ELI.
Okay.
Right on. Have yourself a good one. Enjoy your walk. It's a great day. Right on. Yeah, interesting. That was the same guy I saw in the parking lot several weeks ago. He was going down to Mexico, and he was going to do some YouTube stuff. He remembered me. I was like, what was that again? Oh, yeah, you're that. Yeah, I've got a good memory. Real good memory. All right, let me go off the air one more time and see if the chat resets. Oh, wow. So the botting stopped, and I have 57 in the box? Really? 57 people watching? Those are legit numbers, actually, because the botting would put you over 100. I'll be right back, folks. And now we're down to 19. Wow. Wow. Now 18. That's all good. That dipped pretty quick when I went off the air. All right. Give me a second here, folks. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. I'm going to be going off the air in about 5 to 7 minutes. That lady's waiting for me to come back. I can't wait to eat. I am starved. I haven't eaten much today. If you ask why I always do this, it's just like marking your area in the video and where you're at. It just looks cool. Let's see. Donnie says, I have been watching various coaches for several years, and there is no doubt you will make it just as big as those guys if you stick on this path, brother. Well, I appreciate that, dude. I plan on sticking to this no matter what happens. Here's the thing, man. You know, when people first come out on YouTube, and look, I'm not going to lie, myself included, you think you're going to make it big, and you're going to make it big quick, right? I had experience doing public speaking in person and doing podcasting before I started doing this. So I had a lot of experience. So, you know, I was still humble and all, but deep within, you know, I thought I was going to just really, you know, have it take off. And the truth of the matter is, it might have taken off when I was with my ex-girlfriend, if we never ran into these people, or if I just knew how to handle these, you know, people, these drama people sooner, if I knew how to handle the trolls and haters sooner. But it was a learning experience. So I've taken all of that, and I've really, really learned the ins and outs of YouTube. I know how YouTube works inside and out, the back end. I know all the policies and procedures. I know how to get things done if something goes wrong, right? And what I can say is that, you know, going through what I did made me stronger and taught me a lot more of how it works out here. And again, I was very experienced doing public speaking in person and podcasting and doing those things. So I wasn't a newbie to the concept of, you know, creating shows and media and stuff. And, you know, I was on YouTube before I started my first coaching channel, but I never ever started to run a full-time real YouTube channel until 5 years ago. And that's when I had to learn the ropes by going through, you know, what I went through. And now I can share my stories with people and help prevent them from going down that same initial path, and they can reach success a little quicker than me out here. You know, I've reached success in other aspects. You know, I used to sell insurance, and I did well. I just didn't want to do it, you know, for a living anymore. It didn't fulfill my purpose. This fulfills my purpose. I enjoy doing this. I've been through all this. I really want to help everybody get what they want, whether it's in a relationship or, you know, business-wise. Right? I can help you folks transition from being a, you know, corporate employee to becoming a self-employed entrepreneur. I've got a lot of experience doing these things, and just trying to reach the right audience to help those people that want to be helped. And yeah, what you said, Donnie, is inspirational, and I appreciate that, man. Hats off to you. Down to 7 people. All right, we're back, folks. I'm about to wrap this up. My lady said that wasn't her former employee in the chat there. Sounded like him, but hey, you never know. But folks, I'm going to get on out of here. We're wrapping this up. 130 minutes minus a couple minutes, 120 28 minutes, an hour, or sorry, 2 hours and 8 minutes. Long show today. And thank you all for being here. Too many people to mention. I'll be probably around a little bit tomorrow to answer some emails and messages on Facebook in the morning while I have coffee with my lady, but you won't get another piece of content from me until probably Wednesday afternoon, late afternoon, or early evening, after I take my mother to the doctors and then bring her back. So, folks, thank you very much for being here. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you next time. Take care, and as always, be good to each other.